Coach Garrett Sashray, and Jazz is on the other side of the glass. This is a continuation of the Sports Report Christmas party today. When is Christmas, by the way? Next Wednesday? Thursday?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. All right.
No, yeah, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Are you sure about that? Or
Yeah, I thought you said New Year's. Christmas, yeah, next Wednesday.
Okay.
And New Year's the following Wednesday.
Gotcha. Is it on the same day?
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
I think Wednesday is the same day as Wednesday.
I need me a date for New Year's Eve.
A date?
A date.
Use your computer.
Use my computer.
Use your computer.
Wow. I'm going to just carry my laptop around with me.
Nah, use your computer to find the date.
Oh, to find a date.
Yeah.
They out there.
They are.
All right. Well, 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422 is the number to call. WBOK 1230 AM is the station. Derek Carr likely done for the season.
No. For real?
Likely done for the season.
I don't want, I want to be tasteless, so I won't applaud.
Well, you shouldn't.
I'm not.
And then we turn around and then sign ex-LSU star Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What
We
a
did?
joke. What a joke.
We did?
Yeah, we did.
Wow. I'm not with you on that what a joke thing.
You're not?
No.
Why not?
I like him.
Why do you like him?
Tough.
Tough. When was the last time you seen him play?
It's been a while.
Over a year and a half.
Yeah.
Not that tough.
Well, yeah.
Not that tough.
Yeah.
Not that tough and he's small.
Yeah.
You know, every time you've been watching the Chiefs for the last 2 years, they've been talking about every other running back but him. Interesting. Won 2 Super Bowls without him. Interesting. Why are we signing him? They released him. A first-round pick, they straight out released him this year.
Maybe he had a bad year.
Bad year.
Bad couple of
He
years.
hasn't played.
Bad couple of years.
So,
Yeah, well,
you
hold
got
on.
a short.
Let's go back.
You got a short running back who can't play.
Let's go back. When was he drafted?
2020.
2020. So he's been in the league 4 years. His first year he did decent, right?
Did
Like the first 2 years he was decent, right?
the first year he was decent.
First year he was decent. Then second year was a fall off. He hit
Second
the
year he
south.
got beat out.
South year. Oh, he got beat out the second year. By who?
I can't think. Not Nico Hardman. Pacheco. 7th round pick.
He got beat out.
7th round
and
pick.
got beat out by Pacheco.
7th round pick.
You know what? That makes me question his work ethic.
Well, I'm sure he's free. I'm sure he's little or nothing.
No, I'm saying that makes me question his work ethic.
Yeah, he got all kinds of.
Cause I liked him coming out of.
Yes.
I like him
Yes,
coming out
man.
of college.
Yeah, well.
You know. But you're right. I did lose track of him. You know.
Well.
Not saying that he was a bruiser, but I liked him as a, you know. I thought he was a little tough.
Well, we got something. I know earlier this year was.
I mean, was he injury?
What's the word? This year was. What's the phrase? When people want to say it's their it's mental issues. What is it? Anyway,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's a kind of a phrase, a term I can't think of it. So that was what he came out with this year.
Well, so has he been dealing with like injuries?
I mean, everybody deals with injuries.
No, I mean not hurt. I mean injuries. Like
been dealing with
major,
been dealing
like
with getting beat out.
that's what I'm wondering. That's why I was wondering, was he getting beat out behind injuries? You know, like he wasn't
No,
all
he's
the way.
just
Or
dealing
he
with
just
getting
was
beat
getting
out.
beat out.
Just beat out.
Hey, hey.
Now all of a sudden it's like that's the thing these days. I can't blame myself, so it's got to be some kind of mental deal. But you signed with the Saints. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a bad whatever. Can't play football, but but you signed with the Saints. Maybe because they don't have any running backs. Maybe you got maybe mental issues
but he
get
didn't
better.
say he couldn't play football.
Maybe your mental issues get better because they depth charge. Got beat up by a 7-round pick. Then they brought back a guy who was sitting on his couch. So there we go. Nice job, Saints. Nice job. I don't want to hear about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Nobody needs to tell me about Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
582.
I went and visited Clyde Edwards-Helaire when he was in high school. When I was at Cal, he was
9422. Give us a call.
So the next thing I want to talk about, next thing I want to cause a problem with.
You got Ronald.
I'll get to Ron in a second. Man, Ryan, I may give Ryan a little something to talk about. Next thing I got a problem with, or not a problem with, but I don't, and not that I don't want to, I do. Please, all you Jameis Winston people call. Please call, because he got benched.
There you go again.
Got benched. 8 interceptions in 3 games. 3 interceptions last week. All you Jameis Winston people, please call.
Say, bro, when you plan and you pressing, you make mistakes.
Pressing. He ain't never pressed. He's been making mistakes
He
forever.
didn't. Hold on. He wasn't making those type of mistakes when he was here.
Yeah. Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
How many picks he threw here?
I don't know. He wasn't a good quarterback.
How many picks he threw here?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
He wasn't a good quarterback.
He was much better of a quarterback here than he is there.
He was never a good quarterback in the NFL.
I said a better. Oops, see, there you go.
You don't need better. You need good. You need good to win in the NFL.
3,000 yards. 3,000 yards, 30
Okay.
touchdowns.
Okay.
I think that's better than
your average.
I think that's better than a lot of average quarterbacks.
Yeah, well, guess what he is? A backup. And been a backup, should have been a backup, was a backup when he got here, got beat out, was a backup, 8 interceptions in 3 games.
You see that?
He's
That getting beat out by a backup. I don't know. That getting
He's
beat up.
sad.
Getting beat out by a backup here, I think that's something else that you have to take into consideration there.
He calls, and I'll tell him to his damn face, he's sad. He been sorry since he left Florida State.
3,000 yards, 30 touchdowns.
So what?
Multiple times.
Nobody don't want him. 32 teams don't want him.
Yeah, you say that, and yet he found him a team.
And he also got benched.
And he'll
For a
find,
midget.
and I guarantee he'll find himself another team next year.
Speeches when the camera's on. When the cameras ain't on, he ain't giving no damn.
He'll
pregame
find himself
speeches.
another team next year.
Yes, he will.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will. And they won't. They will never want him on the field. All these pregame speeches. He's this. He ain't damn thing. He ain't a leader. He's never been a leader. He's never gonna be a leader. He's never been one. I don't want to hear it. He's speeches. He's this. He's that. He's that.
504-582-9422. Give us a call. Let us know what y'all think about Jameis Winston and this little spaz that coach over here having. You ready to open the phone line?
Yes. Ron, what you got? You in the sports report?
Right. Thank you for taking my call. The first one is the guy said he has PTSD. I read that in the paper the other day, the one that we just signed. I'd like to say most
PTSD,
folks
that's
do
the
it.
term I was looking for, the phrase I was looking for.
Yeah, that's it, PTSD. But as far as Jameis Winston, he's a talented guy. He got all the things it is, but he don't have that demanding respect in that position. Now, if you're another position, you can have that okay attitude. But when you're the quarterback, you got to put it out there. You're the team leader. You got, being compromised. Okay, it's okay, guys. Man, you got to say, look, man, you're not blocking for me. And all of the quarterbacks that's leaders, they get on you. If you're not doing your job, they're in your face. But, you just can't be a host as a quarterback in the NFL. You can't be a host quarterback on a NOAA team. You got to be a leader, and leadership demands. It doesn't ask. Whenever you get into leadership, you don't ask, you demand. and he just didn't have it. And he's a real nice guy. Now, just anybody want to know what happens to nice guys? It's not a cliche that nice guys finish last. If you look in the Oxford Dictionary, it's wanton, foolish, and spineless. That is the definition of nice. So when someone calls you nice again, you might tell them, why don't you look up the real definition. And it's like I said, it's not a cliche. Nice guys finish last. You finish last because you want. You stand up. Don't stand up for nothing, fall for anything. So thank you for taking my comment. But like I said, I like Jameis Winston. Real nice guy, a lot of character. But as a position as a quarterback, you got to have that do it or don't. That's where I'm at.
Well, Ron, I appreciate your call, and I appreciate your opinion. I mean, everybody's got a different opinion. I don't
Right.
need you to echo mine. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you calling.
But I like for them here. My problem I have with the media, I don't care if he had a 1,000-yard game. You're always going to be reminded. But he had so many interceptions. We didn't do it to anybody else. That was my other piece I had on that. Look, you never forgot about his bad season. He had great games. He won. He came back. But they kept. I don't care.
Well, they never forget about his sad season because he gives everybody a chance to remember because he keeps throwing picks.
Ronald, hit us back. We lost you, brother. We lost you. I don't know what happened. We lost
him.
We lost him.
All right, Ron, make sure you call back, man. Please call back. What happened to line 2?
He was just calling in to check on something.
All right.
That wasn't really for us.
Okay. Didn't the name show up on the?
Yeah. It's a caller, but he was calling to ask something else.
Okay. Good. Yeah, Ron, call back, man. So I don't know what happened with your phone, iPhone, cell phone.
Phone action in the city is just
pay
a little,
phones. Do they even have any pay phones anymore? Do they even have pay phones? Somebody call and let me know where a pay phone is because I sure want to use it.
There are no pay phones, I don't think, especially active. You may be able to find a shell of a pay phone somewhere. Like I've seen on Facebook people taking pictures and putting it up
What
there.
used to be a pay phone.
What used to be, what used to be a pay phone.
But
an actual pay phone that actually still works, where you put a quarter in and make a phone call.
I want to know where one is.
I
actually saw a pay phone not that long ago. And when I say not that long ago, then like let's just you say a year, probably was 2 years, because it's always longer than you think.
Right.
And I was like shocked, like I had just seen like a white tiger, like in the city. Like I was like, that's a pay phone.
Like, wow.
I think I might have shown my kids. Kids, see that? They used to have those all over the
all
city, all over America. And people used to put money in them. And you'd call people. I used to tell them, when I told them, I said, I'm so old, when I started recruiting, they used to give us cards. Like so you could dial long distance.
Yeah.
And I would pull up to payphones. So
and
the
use
payphone would be, I pull up, I put my window down, I grab the phone, punch in the code. Because, recruiters during the cold time, I was sitting, and they were like looking at me like, what do you mean you pulled up to a phone?
They have no idea of what you're talking about.
Yeah. We got Tyrone Hughes on the line waiting, but we're about to hit a break. 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422 is the number. Come on and call. I am on one today. I promise I won't stay. See, we had a good day yesterday. We talked Christmas songs. By the way, heard a great one today. Eartha Kitt, Santa Baby. By the way, excellent.
That was your first time hearing that?
No, but I didn't know it was Eartha Kitt.
Oh, okay. I could see that.
I didn't know it was Eartha Kitt. But it was a good one. Oldie but a goodie. She purred through the whole thing. It was like purr.
Yeah, she's Eartha Kitt.
Exactly. Catwoman. On the old Batman. Anybody's old enough to remember the original Batman, Eartha Kitt. Was she the Catwoman? I think she was the Catwoman. Yeah. 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422 is the number to call. Come on back after the break. We'll be waiting on you. We got Tyrone Hughes on deck.
Start your day off right.
Just getting your day started.
Early morning gospel on WBOK 1230 AM.
Join the conversation Friday, December 20th for Calvin Luster from Home Bank during the Good Morning Show at 8:30 a.m. Don't miss Calvin Luster from Home Bank live on the Good Morning Show Friday, December 20th at 8:30 a.m.
NOLA Public Schools' main round enrollment for kindergarten through 12th grade is now open. With 73 schools available through the NOLA Public Schools Common Application Process, or NCAP, finding the right school fit for your family is easier than ever. List up to 12 choices to maximize your chances and apply by January 24th. We're all in, and we hope you are too. Apply today at enrollnolaps.com. That's enrollnolaps.com.
WBOK and LCMC Health are proud to present the Keeping You Well Cafe, 60 minutes of LCMC Health, where doctors speak directly to the people of New Orleans. LCMC Health is committed to improving the quality of health care in the New Orleans area, the Gulf South, and beyond. The Keeping You Well Cafe is another way for LCMC Health to engage with the community. Over the next few months, LCMC Health will join WBOK and local businesses to answer your health and wellness questions. Through this partnership, LCMC Health will provide resources to the community, including subject matter experts from the hospitals that will share expertise on health concerns and wellness practices to help you live your best life. Tune in to WBOK during the last hour of the reality check, or catch us at lcmchealth.org and follow us on social media.
Hello, I am Bishop Fred A. Caldwell Sr., host of the Know Your Bible International radio broadcast, which is heard here on WBOK 1230 a.m. each Sunday morning at 8 o'clock a.m. So join me here for a blessing, won't you?
Parents, are you looking for a school where your child can excel? Look no further than Inspire NOLA Schools, home of the highest performing open enrollment schools in New Orleans. At Inspire NOLA, we believe in nurturing every student's potential, providing an excellent education, and supporting their journey to success. Enroll today for the 2025-2026 school year. Visit enrollnolaps.com to get started and learn more about our schools and programs at inspirenolaschools.org. Join the Inspire NOLA family, where excellence is our standard.
Happy holidays, everybody. This is Graylin Brown Banks of the world's largest front porch, wishing each and every one of you a very joyous holiday season. Stay safe and practice random acts of kindness. Peace.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM.
Gotta make a play. You wanna be the man, then get up in the way. Leave it on the flow. 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 For the supposed to be the champ, you gotta make a play. You wanna be the man, then get up in the way. Leave it on the flow. 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 For the supposed to go.
All right, this is the Sports Report on WBOK 1230 a.m. 504-582-9422, 504-582-9422 is the number to call. We got Tyrone Hughes. Thank you, Tyrone, waiting through the break. Tyrone, you're on the Sports Report. What you got for us, my friend?
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Doing great, doing great.
So, Garrett, Coach, are they ready to tank now?
Am I ready to tank?
Not you, the Saints.
Oh.
Should they tank now? Let me say that, because you've been saying no, they shouldn't, and I don't know if you've been joking about it or not. I know Jazz know how I feel. They should have did it like 4 or 5. They should have. They should have did it 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah, but they still wouldn't have caught up with the Giants.
But we'll be closer.
All right, but who do you want? I don't care. I mean, I'm fine with tanking, but who do you want that's worth tanking for?
I told you.
Well, now it really and truly it doesn't matter, because they're not going to get what they need.
Right.
Is the question. They need a quarterback. They need a good quarterback that can come in and start right now. Where they're picking, they're not going to get that, and so I don't know. Carr still has
another year.
Year or two on this thing. Carr still has another year or two on his contract, so they have to keep him. because I don't think they're gonna be able to trade him for anybody.
Right. Not what you want to get out of it. You know what I
Not
mean?
what exactly, yeah. So you're looking at Carr, you're looking at Rattler. I don't know, maybe you get rid of Hayner, and then you still need maybe another one or two offensive line. I think the younger guys are doing a pretty good job with some more years. They're coming along with the line that I think we need to get rid of Ruiz, but obviously you're gonna have to get rid of Cam, DeMario, Tyron, and I didn't even realize they signed Taysom Hill to an extension. You don't even know how he's gonna come back.
Sign him to an extension, really?
Yeah, I think that was like last week, if I'm not mistaken. Check on that when they signed him to an extension. When he went down.
That's what I was about to ask. After the injury? Wow.
After the injury.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. That's
so I mean, what do they? If you can't, you're not gonna get the draft. You're not gonna get the quarterback you need. So you got to keep Carr. You got to keep Rattler. Work with Rattler. Another year or so, he's gonna be pretty good. Hopefully, he can step in and help out at least. But I mean, looking at what the Saints, what they have right now, and being over the salary cap without making the moves they need to make, the Saints you're looking at the Saints for the next 2 to 3 years of still having I don't even think they're gonna have a winning season. They may not even be 500.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, let me ask you this, Ty. What you think about this Clyde Edwards-Helaire signing?
I don't know why. That's
I
I mean,
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
I don't either. I didn't see. I don't understand it. In other words, maybe they just needed somebody to say, "Hey, look, we got a roster spot that's open because Alvin's went down. We need to pick somebody up." I mean, I'm pretty sure they're figuring we don't have the guys. I mean, we don't have the money. So, I mean, maybe he was the best thing available, or maybe just the only thing available that was credible. Hometown kid, did well, got 2 Super Bowls, didn't play much, had a lot of injuries, but, I mean, are they really expecting him to play?
Yeah, he hasn't played in 2 years. He got beat out by a 7th-round pick. He hasn't played. He PTSD like Ron. Ron, by the way, call back, my friend, if you have more to say. I don't know what happened, but please call back. We'll get you back up to the front of the line. But like Ron said, the PTSD, I mean, I don't know what's going on with that. It's one of those things you can't really talk about it because, you're talking about people's mental state. But I think it's look, I'm going to just say this, Ty, look, it's like back injuries too. You can't really say.
Can't prove it.
Can't prove it.
Can't prove it. And then in this day and age, you gotta let the guys do what they do. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of guys now able to take personal days off because of just the mental aspect of it. Which I could actually, because I've gone through it, I can actually believe it. But it's just a different time now where they're allowing these guys or giving these guys. You don't know if it's true or not. So there's some skepticism there, but. At the end of the day, you have to believe it unless you can prove that it's not true. So you got to give them off.
Well, this is off sports. Now, this is another little rant. I won't go on it right now. But why do men need maternity leave when their wife's having a baby? They got to take 6 weeks off. What is this? What is this?
I haven't heard about that one, but
guys
get
maternity leave all the time. But you didn't have the baby? You didn't have the baby?
Hey, the only thing I can say, hey, equality. That's the only thing.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Hey, the lady get off, so hey, the husband, she want the husband at home with her to suffer too.
Come on. But anyway, I don't know. Look, here's the deal: is that I don't know what's going on with the Clyde Edwards-Helaire thing. He's a small back. He has not played. Yes, he had a nice career at LSU. He was on a national championship team. He was on an offense with 3 of the best players in the NFL right now, and O-line that everybody got drafted on. And but to sign a guy who you haven't even heard from, who got beat out by 7th-round running back from Rutgers. Why
Well,
are
and
we doing
again,
that?
are you really expecting him to play, or did you just need to fill a roster spot?
Wow, come on. It's got to be somebody else.
But even if it's somebody else, are you expecting? You got Kendre Miller, and then who's behind him?
I think
Williams. Williams.
Tyrone, I think me and you are behind Kendre Miller. they don't have nobody else but me and you.
Hell,
You got Williams.
Pokemon hurt.
Who?
Pokemon. What's his name? The running back that always like to do the interviews and talk about the Pokemon characters and stuff.
Oh, Jamal Williams.
Jamal, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, isn't he behind? He's behind
Yeah,
Kendre.
Where is he?
I'm playing with
They've
Pokemon
been,
somewhere.
for whatever reason, they got both of them. They've been playing both of them on the kickoff return. I'm like, what the hell?
I saw him
Like
return
y'all don't
one
have
the
a
other day.
y'all don't have a returner.
I saw him return one the other day. I was like, oh yeah, he is on the team. I mean,
they got both. They have both of them returning kicks. Kendre Miller and Jamal Williams.
Well, I don't know if you were listening the other day, and I talked to some people over at TCU, and they all said Kendre Miller was, on the field, runs hard, does this, does that, does this, right? But he's this guy. If you say do this, he's not going to do it, or he's going to do the opposite. If you say, hey, look, you got to go to treatment and take care of your hamstring, what's he going to do? Not do it.
Not go. Gotcha. And maybe that's what the situation is, because like I said, with all of the injuries they've had, two things. One thing I know for sure, a lot of these guys have personal trainers that they deal with in the off season. Now, how well they're training, I don't know. And I ain't gonna say I don't know. It's showing, or they're going through the Saints off season program, which ain't really doing much. So one or the other, it's somebody's training ain't working. Because they've had too many injuries consistently over the last 4 or 5 years.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, but the thing is, and you know this, Tyrone, these clubs can't train these guys like they used to be able to. They can't. You know what I'm saying?
No, and that's why I'm saying the off season training. We used to have to report to to the Saints facility or out to the facility and work out with the team. I don't know if they still have. I know they have OTAs, but I don't know if those OTAs consist of weightlifting. The off-season training before you got to the OTAs.
Right.
Well, we used to have to come in. We used to have to come in the spring and work out and everything at the facility, and then we would get into the mini camps or what have you. But I don't know if that's still the same today, but I definitely know you got a lot of guys who have their own personal trainers that they work out with. And like I said, with the Saints, I just don't know what it is where you have so many of them on a consistent basis that is still constantly getting hurt throughout every season. And it's not just one or two guys.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just the Saints either. You know what I mean? I think it's not only other football teams. I mean that's part of what's going on with the Pelicans. I know we want to blame the training staff, and I know I probably defended them a little bit too much, but I mean the personal training thing is a problem because these guys and gals who are doing it, not saying they don't know what they're doing, but unless you know really what it takes to play these sports and with the wear and tear and all that, that's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not, and it's showing. It's definitely showing, and it's showing more. To me, it's showing more so with the Saints, like you said, with the Saints and the Pelicans than any other team. Other teams do have injuries, but when I look at the last 4 or 5 years, consistently at more, and it's not just one position, it's several positions, and it's you got to try to figure out what is the problem.
Yeah, I don't know. Tyrone, I want to ask you a couple of things. We're going to get off the Saints for a second, okay? If you don't mind. No, I'm being serious. All right, we got this college football playoff. All right, so I'm gonna ask you who you think is gonna win in this first round. All right, I'm gonna give you these matchups. Now tomorrow night, I think it's tomorrow night, almost positive, is one, and then the other three on Saturday. But Notre Dame versus Indiana tomorrow night. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Indiana.
Me too. Penn State versus SMU.
Believe it or not, I'm gonna go with SMU.
Me too. Me too. Clemson versus Texas.
Ooh, I gotta go with Texas.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And then here's the one: Tennessee versus Ohio State.
Ooh, I don't know. I gotta go with the Buckeyes.
Boy, I know I'm torn on that one, right? Because part of me says the Buckeyes, but boy, some tells me Tennessee, they get hot. I don't know.
They might pull it out, yeah, but I don't know. I think I gotta go with the Buckeyes on that one.
Man, that's gonna be something because they haven't dealt with anything, like that in the Big Ten. The only team they dealt with something like that was Oregon, and Oregon beat them. And it was a good game, close game, but it'll be in now. The thing about these, right, is that they're home playoff games, right? So you're at Ohio State, you're in Columbus, you're in Austin for Texas, you're in South Bend for Notre Dame, and you're in Happy Valley for Penn State and SMU. And that is, it's not a neutral site, it's like a bowl game. So I think that is going to bode well for the home teams. But I'm still, just like you, picking the upsets of Indiana over Notre Dame and SMU over Penn
State, yeah.
Penn State.
I got to go with that one. If I was going to bet on it, that's definitely how I would be betting it. I just don't like the way these playoffs. It's still coming down to this committee and these picks. I still don't like the way they got the team set up. I mean, it's just, I guess you can't, regardless of how they do it, they still going to mess it up.
Well, yeah, you never can make anybody happy. And I don't think they're worried about that. I think they're just worried about making money. You know what I mean?
That's all it is. That's all it is. They happy with, hey, we expanded it. That's what everybody wanted, but we still controlling it as a committee, and they still making the dumb picks.
Well, the other thing is too is like, all right, okay, you don't agree. Okay, you think we're not doing it right, but guess what? You know what they know? You're gonna watch.
Oh, you're definitely gonna watch.
They're gonna get the viewers, and they're gonna be.
You're definitely gonna watch because you're gonna watch. You're gonna watch because you either like it or you're gonna watch because you hate it and you want to be able to talk about that. We told you it wasn't gonna work out the way it was supposed to work out.
Either way,
it's
it
a
goes.
Tiger effect. Look, it's a Tiger effect.
Yeah. Guess what? In Notre Dame effect too. Guess what? Cowboy effect, same thing, right? But here's the thing. They know this. They can charge those advertisers top dollar.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because the eyeballs are going to be there. They're going to charge them top dollar. I don't know if it's going to be Super Bowl dollar, but it's going to be up there. And please don't until you get to the Final Four and the national championship. They're going to be.
And it's college, so you're going to have a lot more people watching.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be so those games are this weekend. Indiana, Notre Dame's Friday, and then SMU, Penn State, Clemson, Texas, Tennessee at Ohio State is Saturday. I mean, TNT and Cinemax are broadcasting the SMU, Penn State game and Clemson and Texas. That's just first round.
Everybody's getting in on it.
Absolutely.
Everybody's getting on it.
And then,
but I tell you this, though, Garrett, and I don't know how you feel about them, but I've always said I don't get other than this year, I don't get the flair of Oregon. They've always won their conference, but I'm like, since, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say maybe like 2015 or something like that, would have been the only time that I don't even know if they've ever even been to a national championship, but I think they made it to the playoffs once. But everybody's always talking about how good Oregon is, and I'm like, I don't see it. I've never seen it.
Well, they made it to the playoffs 2, maybe 3 times. The one they did make it to the national championship game. I'm gonna make you remember. It was the Cam Newton year.
Against Auburn?
Yeah, against Auburn. I think it was Cam Newton, or maybe it was the other quarterback from Auburn. But no, it was Cam Newton. Was it Cam Newton?
Might have been, yeah. Because I want to
think
say
it
it
was-
was
I
like
think it
maybe
was
20. Could have been like 20. I'm saying 2015. I mean, probably
Yeah. But that might be right. But
before
listen,
that.
let me tell you this. I get where you're coming from, but in full disclosure, to let everybody behind the curtain, I've gone up to Autzen Stadium and got my brains beat out when I was in the Pac-12. And when one year I was in the Pac-12, we had them beat in Arizona. We lost them in triple overtime. But I get what you're saying. I don't think that I told somebody last night, not only do I not think they're not going to win it, I don't really think they're going to get to the championship game. I think look, here's a funny thing. They ran through the Big Ten, but they literally almost lost their first two games. Their first game was against Idaho, who's a 1AA, and Idaho had them beat, just blew it. And then the next week, they should have lost, and Boise State had them beat, and the same thing happened. They lost. So, yeah, you ran through the Big Ten, but a 1AA and a non-Power 5 team at home now came to your place and almost beat you in back-to-back weeks. So they're not invincible. But I'm with you on them. I'm waiting for somebody to beat them. So the following week, now you're getting into the bowl games. Okay, so this week is at home stadiums. But now the following week, which is New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, you got Boise State playing the winner of Penn State and SMU in the Fiesta Bowl. You have Arizona State playing.
And I would take Boise State out of either one of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Penn State or SMU, I'm taking Boise State.
Okay, I love it. Peach Bowl is going to be on January 1st, and it's Arizona State versus Texas or Clemson, whoever wins out of Texas and Clemson.
Yeah, I got to go Texas on that one. Or Clemson. I don't think Arizona State going to be able to beat either one of them.
I think Cinderella's that's going to strike midnight on it. Have you, by the way, seen the running back at Arizona State?
No, I haven't.
He's Mike Allstott reincarnated.
Really?
That's what that's about the closest comp, you know what I mean, I can give him for you to understand what he is. You know what I mean? A little bit more athletic, a little bit smaller, but Allstott. All right, so the Peach Bowl we talked about. The Rose Bowl on January 1st will be Oregon versus the Ohio State-Tennessee winner.
Wow, so they coming out. They on their first game, even though they getting a bye. So they got a bye basically out of the playoffs. But their first game, it's gonna be a tough one.
Yep, and then the Sugar Bowl is the fourth quarterfinal, and the Sugar Bowl is going to be Georgia versus the Notre Dame Indiana winner.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't. Even though they've had a bad year this year, I can't ever count on Georgia.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. But, I watched them struggle to beat Georgia Tech about 3 weeks ago. And the semifinals of the Orange Bowl and the Cotton Bowl, and then obviously the national championship is on Monday, January 20th. I remember when January 20th was when the Super Bowl was being held. Now college football is all the way at the end of January, and the Super Bowl is in February.
In February, yep.
Unbelievable. Now that's
well, and keep in mind that's why we moved it last year from here because we were supposed to have it last year, but Mardi Gras fell in February last year, so everybody was like only Louisiana, only New Orleans would move the Super Bowl for some other event. Well, hey, if you're talking Mardi Gras, yeah, we will.
Well,
we had to move it last year, and we got it this year.
Absolutely. Well, the thing is, too, is hotels, right?
Oh, definitely.
That's the major thing.
I mean, like even right now, the NFL has about 25,000 rooms tied up that they, until they decide on what they're going to let go.
Yep.
And that's probably all of the hotels in New Orleans.
Well, look, they obviously not doing it in a timely fashion. But one of the offshoots, and again, typical New Orleans, we didn't do it when we were supposed to. But one of the offshoots of us having the Super Bowl is they're trying to get these streets fixed and cleaned up before the Super Bowl happens.
Well, I hope they get done because they got a lot of construction going on.
Yeah, well,
all over the place. They're tying everything up.
Yeah, because
I got one thing though I want to say, Garrett, with these damn lights on the bridge. Okay, they working now. They took it forever to get them done, but now that they're done, who paying the bill?
Yeah, bro.
That's what I want to know. Who's paying the bill? Because they stay on every night. And I'm like, look, okay, we know they're working. If it's coming out of taxpayers' money, y'all need to shut them off until the week of the Super Bowl.
Well, look, I'm just so glad they got lights in the east on the I-10. Finally.
Them purple lights?
Yeah, then they purple
the the ones about to blow out.
I mean, between Littlewoods and the high rise, or I'll say up to Morrison, it's purple. I'm like, what are these lights? Did we get them like on half price or something? I mean,
well, I thought that was the new LED light, but what I was told, and I don't know if it was true or not, but what I was told is that they about to blow out.
Well,
that ain't the new lights.
That as my man, what was his name? I can't think of it. Naturally New Orleans. That's some naturally Frank Davis or Frank whatever his name is, right? The guy who cooked in the Naturally New Orleans. That's some naturally New Orleans stuff, right? First of all, you get purple or blue lights, then they don't last. That's some. Ty, well, Mary, hey, since I got you on here, give me your favorite Christmas song.
Damn.
So I'm gonna help jog your memory a little bit. So we did this yesterday, okay? I'm gonna throw out some of the ones. Man, we talked sports for like 20 minutes, and the rest of the time, people were calling up about Christmas songs. So, Santa Claus Wants Some Lovin' by Albert King. I was singing that all.
I tell you what, the minute you said that, Santa Claus is a black man.
All right, good, because we brought that. Donny Hathaway, This Christmas. Charles
That's
Brown,
a good one.
Please Come Home for Christmas.
Of course, Bonquisha.
The OJs, Christmas Ain't Just Christmas Without the One You Love. Otis Redding, Dreaming of a White Christmas.
Christmas, yeah.
And I brought up a couple of Nat King Cole ones because, Nat King Cole, like I said yesterday.
He got to go with that, a couple of those.
Well, that's what I say. You make you feel like you should be sitting in front of a fireplace with a smoking jacket on with a pipe when Nat King Cole starts singing. You know what I mean? You got to have a little class with you when he starts singing. But, and then I heard one today, Santa Baby by Eartha Kitt. I didn't even know she sang that song.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one. Yeah, that is a classic.
All right, I'm going to ask you another one. I'm going to ask you another deal. Fruitcake or not? You a fruitcake person or not?
Oh, no, not at all. But I'm not a cake person, really. I'm more of a cookies person, but
fruitcake, either you like it or you don't.
No, I don't. I don't. Like I said, I don't eat cake. Birthday cake. I'll do like king cake or something like that. But typically, birthday cake, anything with like icing on it or whatever, I'm not. Or fruit cakes, no, I never been that kind of. Never been that. Give me a ooey gooey cake, I'm fine.
That's a good cake now.
Yeah.
That's a good cake. All right, Ty, man, great talking to you. Appreciate you calling in. Hey, Ty,
all right, guys.
I want to ask you this real quick. I'm sorry, I keep saying I'm going to let you go. I'm going to ask you this.
I got time.
How about the quarterback from Tulane getting $1 million from Duke?
Oh, my God. We were talking about that yesterday. If I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, Gary, and I don't know, was this the starter?
Yep.
Or was this the backup?
No, it was a starter.
The starter. So I was hearing that the backup was making more than the starter, and that's why he left.
Well, the backup,
and I don't know.
The backup was making more than a starter, but obviously you know, it's like everything else. At the end of the season, he could have renegotiated. The backup actually went in the portal. But they need a quarterback to play in a bowl game, so he's going to play in a bowl game. So the second and third string quarterbacks at Tulane are both in the portal, but they didn't want to leave their friends and teammates hanging, so they're going to hang around and be with the bowl game. But the starter is gone. Now, okay,
So the starter's going to Duke, and the backup is going to leave, but he's going to play in the bowl game?
Both of them, the second and third team are in the portal, but they just don't want to leave them hanging with no quarterbacks, right? They got friends. But and plus, it gives them a chance, or at least the backup guy, to maybe have a good game, and he can ask for more. But first of all, the $1 million doesn't surprise me because I know the money being thrown around. But Duke.
Hey, why would you spend $1 million on somebody? Y'all don't have that kind of football program.
So
I can understand if it was basketball.
Yeah, and look, they got the number one. They got the number one player last year, and they got the number 2 player last year. So I'm sure they made in basketball. I'm talking about in basketball.
Oh, in basketball. Okay. I'm about to say what?
Yeah, I'm sure those 2 young men are making boatloads of money.
Yeah, I could understand you going to Duke. Duke paying somebody for basketball, but not football.
No, they're paying him $1 million.
Now, what about LSU? I heard, what's his name? Chip Kelly, the head coach? He's throwing $1 million of his own money into they going after kids in the portal now.
Well, there's 2 guys doing that I've heard of. I'm sure there's more, but 2 guys that I've heard of that are doing that. Brian Kelly and Mike Norvell at Florida State. Somebody said, "What do you think about that?" I said, "Well, they're telling you right now. They know they on the hot seat."
Well, not only that, but at least now they're understanding how important the portal is. Which I have no problem with the portal, getting kids out of the portal. But you still need these kids coming out of high school for those guys that's in the portal that's going to be gone. Getting guys out of the portal is like getting a 4 to 8 year vet in a free agent in the NFL. You still got to get your rookies, but they're not ready to play. So you still got to have some veteran type guys on your team that's ready to play.
No, absolutely, absolutely. It's crazy, and it's getting crazier every day and year. Look, when the number 1 basketball player in the country in high school, 7-foot brother, goes on ESPN and announces where he's going, and he announces he's going to play at BYU. There ain't nothing about that but cold, hard cash.
BYU. And we were talking about that, and it's like, we were talking about it last night with I was talking about it with Ken Trahan and Ro Brown, is that, when and I think that's the reason why Nick got out of the game, because he saw it coming, is that guys are not like when Nick Saban was coaching Alabama. He really didn't have. They could have used their recruiting budget for something else, because they really didn't have to recruit. Guys just wanted. You had 4 and 5 stars wanted to come to that school because Absolutely. They were winning, and they knew they had an opportunity to win a national championship.
Absolutely.
Now they're not caring. Yeah, right now they're not in Georgia. Right now they're not caring about winning the national championship or even the playoff. They're looking at who's going to pay me the most money, and I don't care how sad your team is.
Oh, no, it's all transacting. So let me say this to you. So Mike Norvell, the head coach at Florida State, is putting $4.5 million in. You think he don't think his job is in jeopardy?
4.5. That's his contract, ain't it?
All right, so let's keep that real. But I saw this thing, and everybody's talking about Belichick. Can he make it in college? Blah, 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 this, that, right? And they had Urban Meyer on, and Urban Meyer said that, in the past, when you had to recruit and you had to know the social studies teacher and assistant strength coach and the young assistant coach and the reverend and you know how recruiting goes. You know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know everybody. You got to have all the angles covered. You got to be able to get into school, get out to school, get to the house, go see them. You got to know the mama's boss so you can go see mama at work. You got to go talk to the boss. That's how recruiting used to be. He said Bill would struggle with that. But he said now it's just like it's pro, like Robo says all the time, it's pro football. It's like,
yep.
Are you going to pay me more than the other schools paying me? And then you combine that with Belichick saying, hey, I'm going to pay you this. Now I'm not going to pay you this. But who can tell you better than I? Because Nick used to use this at Alabama. Who can get you
how to get to the NFL
Sundays better than I?
And that, but the thing about it is, again, it's going to take him some time. I think he's going to really have to be able to find those kids in the portal who's going to buy into that immediately to get that program turned around. Because if they don't, and if they don't have the money for those kids, those top recruits, I don't see him really doing that well in college. Because I don't think he's going, if he's not going to get the kids, or if they don't have the money to get the kids, then they're not going to be successful.
No, I agree. And I agree. For him to get that job, he's either bringing somebody with some deep pockets to the table, or there's some booster or alumnus who they've been trying to buy in and fund the football NIL and the basketball NIL that Bill knew, or they said, okay, Bill's in, I'm in. And so he got the job. I mean, that's what it is these days. You know, that's just what it is. But Tyrone, I appreciate it, man.
Thanks as always. See y'all later.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you. Be careful.
You too, both of y'all.
All right, talk to you later. 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422 is the number to call. WBOK 1230 AM is the station. Come on back after the break. Me and Jazz will be waiting on you. Ron, call back, man.
Late nights are made for chillin', and you can do just that every Sunday night at 10 p.m. as DJ Wick brings you The Love Zone. It's the perfect way to top off your weekend with your favorite old and new school ballads. So sit back, relax, and let DJ Wick take you to the Love Zone on WBOK 1230 AM and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Delgado Community College offers programs in business, technology, health sciences, and the arts. With over 100 career-focused degrees and certificates that are affordable, flexible, and transferable, we can give you the knowledge and skills to succeed. Delgado is a great fit if you're starting your post-high school education, or we can help you advance or change your career. Take a step toward being unstoppable at Delgado Community College. Visit dcc.edu to learn more today.
Metropolitan Human Services District wants to remind you that treatment is effective and everyone can recover. If you are looking for a recovery program and you live in the Orleans, St. Bernard, or Plaquemines Parish, visit mhsdla.org or call 504-568-3130. Recovery is possible, and MHSD is here to help. Metropolitan Human Services District, where we change lives.
We all love surprises, but not if it's the flu or COVID. If you're 65 or older, vaccines are your best defense against severe illness from these viruses. Risk less, do more. Get started at vaccine.gov, paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Keep up with NOLA Public Schools through Education Elevation. Education Elevation will highlight the achievements, innovations, and contributions of scholars, educators, schools, and the district. Tune in every fourth Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. for engaging conversations and updates as we strengthen connections and support the needs of our scholars. Mark your calendars for every fourth Wednesday at 11:30 a.m.
Wow, what's happening? This is the Jazz Man over here at WBOK WBOK holding it down. Want to wish everybody a happy holidays. Y'all be safe out there.
You wanna be the champ, you gotta make a play. You wanna be the man, then get up in the way. Leave it on the flow, leave it on the flow, leave it on the flow, leave it on the flow. For the sports of the champ, you gotta make a play. You wanna be the man, then get up in the way. Leave it on the flow, leave it on the flow, leave it on the flow, leave it on the flow. For the sports of both.
All right. This is the Sports Report. 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422 is the number to call. Did we do this one, Jazz? This is the beginning of next week. Who you got in this one? Broncos, Chargers. We haven't done our game picks
Yeah,
yet.
we have not. I'm going to say Chargers.
I am too. I
think it's going to be a Charger day.
So we're just going to do two picks right now. We'll save the rest for another time. So we're going to book in this Thursday tonight. We're doing the Chargers and Broncos, right?
Right.
And then on Monday night, we got the Saints versus the Packers.
Go Cheeseheads.
Oh,
No, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. The Packers will win, but go Saints.
so basically, you think the Packers will win. You
But
want the
go
Packers
Saints.
to win, but
Yeah.
you're rooting for the Saints.
Yeah.
To lose decently is what you really want.
No, I
You
want
want a
the-
good game. You just want.
I want the Saints to do whatever the Saints are going to do. I personally wish that they, well, you know what? At this point, it really doesn't matter to me at this point because, like we said earlier, quarterbacks are out of the picture. Had they started losing 4 weeks ago, then I'd still be saying continue losing. But, we took ourselves out of the play, so it really does not matter.
All right, let's see what Terry's got to say. Terry, you're in the sports report. Terry, what you got, my friend?
All right, how you doing, Coach and Jazz?
We're doing great, T. Thanks for calling. What you got going for us today? How you doing today?
I'm doing okay. But Coach, I heard you and Tyrone talking about, about the roster, about the colleges, with the portal and stuff. Y'all was talking about North Carolina finding a booster. Man, you got Michael Jordan. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, you do. But, I mean, Michael Jordan can't do it all by himself. You got to have – that's why, I think it was you was asking about LSU's got money. No, not the money that a lot of these colleges are throwing around. It's 3 billionaires in Louisiana. One is Miss Benson. She's a Loyola grad. Mr. Benson didn't go to college. One's a Tulane grad. And the guy who owns Raising Cane's went to Georgia. So he didn't even go to LSU. So, yes, but the amount of money that's being thrown around between baseball and Michael Jordan, he may be funding the whole basketball NIL deal. But football is a different animal. You're talking about 100 people. You know what I mean? People can't do that all by themselves. They need some help. So,
what about Coach? Not to cut y'all. What about the guy for Nike? And y'all talking about Oregon #1 and Phil Knight? He supports Oregon. All right, then they got the #1 team. They got the #1 booster.
Right. So you're saying, but I can get what you're saying, but Michael Jordan ain't got that Phil Knight paper now.
No, he don't. He don't have it. But I tell you one thing: he loves North Carolina University. Oh, yes, he does.
And I'm sure he's giving them money. I'm sure. I mean, but I don't like to talk about what is in other people's pockets. I mean, if he's giving them, let's say he's giving them $5 million a year, that's a lot of money. But that ain't getting it done. That might not even get it done in basketball. It for sure ain't getting it done in football. Again, I'll go back. Ohio State's payroll is $22 million this year. This year. Next year is going to go up, just like in everything else. It's going to go up. And, people have that kind of money, but you need 3, 4, 5 people, 6 people to go in and chip in to support it because it doesn't come from the university. None of this money comes from the university.
But Jordan got a lot of connections. I mean, you're talking about one of the greatest basketball players of all time. So I know he got a lot of connections.
Yeah, but if his connections don't go to North Carolina, why am I giving him money to North Carolina? I went to Auburn. Charles Barkley's like, I went to Auburn. Why am I giving money to North Carolina? Shaq's game. Why am I'm giving it to LSU? I mean, yeah, he's got friends, he's got connections, but I mean, for me to be giving up millions of dollars, I got to have love for a university, not love for a friend, not liking a friend. I got to have love for a university because you ain't getting it back. I mean, yeah, they figure out with taxes and all that, but you get what I'm saying. I mean,
yeah, I'm with you on that. Well, it remains to be seen. But by Bill Belichick being such a big name, they said Michael Jordan talked to him, when he was announced as the coach. So, I mean, I'm telling you, Jordan's going to be right there. If anything goes down, Michael Jordan's going to make something happen in North Carolina. It remains to be seen. But Belichick is a world-renowned coach now. We're not talking about an average coach coming to North Carolina. We're talking about a man who won, what, 6, 7, how many Super Bowls he's won?
Right. And as I said, I could see Jordan doing it for basketball. I don't, he's like, let somebody else do it for football.
Well, they'll work it out. But look, all right, now I was thinking about what you and, I don't know, you and Tyrone were talking about. I think you and another one of the callers was talking about the running back, Clyde Hilaire.
Yeah, me and Jazz were talking about it, and then me and Tyrone were talking about it. You were spot on. You're spot on.
Okay, now wait a minute, Coach. What about, all right, how long is Kendrick, what is his name, Kendrick Miller, the running back for the Saints, how long has he been with the Saints, and what has he really done since you
Nothing.
brought up Clyde Hilaire?
Nothing. Kendrick Miller has done nothing.
All right, then, so coming to the same team with the same program.
Yeah, you're going to have 2 backs that haven't done anything in the last 2 years. Together, you can put them together and get nothing.
There you go. That's where I go. So the Saints are used to that.
Well, like I said, I've known Clyde when he was in high school, senior in high school at Catholic. I came down from California to go see him. He was going to LSU. It was a done deal, all that kind of stuff. But and I liked him. He's a nice young man, but he's a small player. And
yeah, well, I'm like, yes, though, when he was at LSU, though, Coach, and he made some runs. He got hit about 3, 4 times, and I'm telling you, he kept going. He's like Jazz said, he really exploded at LSU.
Yeah, but I bet you at LSU he didn't have a touchdown run over 45 yards.
Maybe so. I don't know. I'll have to check it, but I'm just telling you.
What I'm trying to tell you is Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a good running back, but he doesn't have great speed. And when you're small and you don't have great speed, those hits he was taking in LSU, they start taking effect on you in your first and second year in the league. Your first year, you had a good year in the league, but guess what? After the first year, last 3, not very good. So yeah, he was taking a lot of hits at LSU. But those hits is just like body blows in a boxing match. Or to a boxer, after a while, those blows to the head, those blows to the body, they start taking their effect on you. And he's not a big black. He's a small, short. I don't want to call him small, but he's a short player in the professional league. So, yes, he did play great. Now I'll say what I said again. He was at also LSU with 3 guys. He's one of the skill position guys with the 3 other guys that are the best in the Sunday league right now. And his whole line got drafted. His whole entire line got drafted. So, I mean, I'm not belittling him as a player. And the Chiefs also went back and drafted him, I want to say, with either the last pick of the first round or the last pick of the first round. So
yeah, he was at the bottom of the first round.
Correct. And they thought they were going to have a little Sproles kind of guy or whatever. And he's just not that kind of player. He doesn't have that kind of burst. He's a good player, but he doesn't have that kind of burst. He doesn't have that kind of speed.
So what about Kendrick Miller? I mean, what's his future with the Saints?
I wish his future with the Saints had been over. I wish we were talking about him in the rear view mirror, because I mean, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything. Look, when you get hamstring injuries and you get them for 3 years in a row, you trying to not play. You trying to not play. You got enough money to get the best training, or you can stay and get trained with the Saints. You trying not to play. And I think when he gets on the field, I love him on the field. When he gets the ball in his hands, he runs strong, he runs hard, he runs mean, he runs aggressive. But I don't know if Kendre Miller's carried the ball 15 times since he's been with the Saints.
How long has he been with the Saints? About 2 years?
3 years. This is his
3
third
years.
year. It's third year.
round.
So I don't know if he, and I mean, maybe he has. Maybe he's run it 150 times. But I don't know if he's, carried about 15 to 20 times. I think he's one they need to get rid of. At the end of the year, look, there's a lot of people have opinions about starting at the top with Mickey and the administration and the executives and the scouting department. But there's some players that it's just time. It's time for Cam. Cam will retire, I'm sure, at the end of the year. And, we're about to go through a change, Terry, and with that organization that, it's going to be, we're going to be working uphill for the next 2 years, pushing that boulder uphill for the next 2 years. Because the other thing is you don't have a quarterback, in my opinion,
Yeah, that's true, too.
So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. We just gotta get ready for it.
But last but not least, Coach, I want to ask Jazz, who would they draft? Or just say the season was over with today. Who would he draft for the Saints out of town?
Yeah, I want to know that too, Terry. I want to know that too.
At 10, I have no idea.
Not a lineman, an offensive lineman.
At 10, I have no idea.
All right, what about
no,
at 5?
I'll say this. At 10, I wouldn't be necessarily looking at linemen because we drafted linemen first in the past couple of years. I think it's time to spread it around. Those guys are coming around, so they aren't turning out to be the bust that we thought that they were gonna be.
Well, that one is Fuaga's. It's just.
Well, no, Fuaga's
Penning.
Yeah, no, but Penning. But I'm saying Penning's coming around, so he's not the bust that we thought he was.
I think. And Terry, tell me if I'm wrong here. And Jazz, you tell me. Was Penning and Olave the same year?
Penning and Olave, I believe so.
Yeah, they were.
I believe so.
Yeah,
that's what
I believe so.
Ramczyk, Jazz.
Ramczyk?
Yeah, Ryan Ramczyk.
If he depends on how he comes back.
He's not coming back.
Yeah, that's right. He's not coming back.
Ramczyk's knee has been.
That's right. Yeah, they already know.
They drafted Penning to be the right tackle because they thought Ramczyk could be the left, and they soon realized
that Ramczyk
that offseason that Ramczyk's knee was shot.
Yeah, so
and so that's why last year, first 2 years, whatever, Penning had to play left, and that's just not his thing. So because Ramczyk's knee is shot and Penning obviously couldn't play left, therefore you had to use your first round pick this year on a guy who could play the left tackle in Fuaga, which I think was a good pick.
Excellent pick. So no, I wouldn't go to the offensive line early on. If anything, I would go wide receiver or D line if someone's out there. I'm not quite sure how deep they are on D line, but I would say wide receiver, D line, linebacker.
And I agree with that, at least for that wide receiver. And hopefully, Jazz, you get somebody with, like Coach always say, with some size. Because I like Olave. Yeah, he's a tremendous wide receiver, but man, he get hurt almost every other game because of the concussion. And then the speedster guy, he's so small, man. Every time he takes a hit over the middle, I mean, he's out of the game.
Yeah, he's a good wide receiver, but he doesn't have elite speed where you make up for it. I mean, when you look at Valdez-Scantling, who's been in the league, I'm going to say a decade, 10 years. He's probably close. He may be over it. I don't know. I mean, you feel him on the field. When you watch him, you go, that's a big man running fast. So if you feel that at home, the defensive coordinators and the DBs, he's got their attention too. And that's and I'm not saying he's a first-round pick because he wasn't. But when you draft somebody in the first round, that's kind of the impact you expect them to have, right?
But Coach, last but not least, and going back to what you said about a bigger receiver, one of the greatest receivers is a big guy. It's Marcus Colston. He didn't have tremendous speed, but he had those tremendous hands.
Yeah, Marcus Colston was a big reason why early on in the Peyton Breeze era that they did what they did, because he was that kind of big, possession receiver. He was that guy, and he was dependable and he was big, and you need all types. You really, really do. You don't want to have too many big receivers. You don't want to have too many small receivers. You want to have, if they're keeping, if they're traveling 5 guys to a game, and I think that's probably about the number of receivers that go to a game that are active. You want to have a mix and match of guys, because obviously some play in the slot, some play outside, so forth and so on.
Well, I think just saying, Coach, and a lot of people don't talk about Colston. He really was a primary, he was a possession receiver. He would at least be reliable to catch the ball. He didn't get hurt that much either. He didn't get hurt that much. So I'm saying sometimes everybody's going for speed, but I mean, the wide receiver doesn't catch the ball. Colston used to primarily, most of the time, he would catch the ball. I don't care where you threw it at.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not saying I'm saying you got to have different types, right? Because you also had Devery, right? You had Devery could run, right? So he took the top off a lot of things. They had, all kind of different players playing for him then, all kind of different receivers, and that's what you want. You want a mixture of guys. Not everybody's got to be, and not everybody is. Not every player playing for all these NFL teams or speedsters. My point to you is that what I'm saying is when you're a smaller receiver, or like Olave, a slightly built receiver, then speed to me is a must, because you can't hit what you can't touch, right? You can't, even when you get hit, you don't get hit clean, right? Because you're so fast, right? People are trying to break down just to tackle you. They're not trying to kill you. They're just trying to get you down and hopefully you don't juke them out their underwear. You know what I mean? So they just tackle you. But I think, you got to have a mixture of it. I'm just saying a guy like Valdez-Scantling, who's big and can run like that, that's when you go to draft the first-round receiver, that's what you're looking for. Now, does Jamar Chase that guy? No, but Jamar Chase is a first-round pick. Justin Jefferson. But those guys, when they play, you feel them on the field. You're like, this guy's one of the best players on this field. This guy, all you got to do is watch him run a couple routes, and you go, this guy's going to give us problems all day, every day, So, all right, Terry. Appreciate it, my friend.
Have a good one. All right, Jazz. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry.
All right.
All right, we're going to go to a break. Pamela, my girl, call back. We're going to go to a break, and then when we come back, Pamela, we'll come to you. 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422 is the number. WBOK 1230 AM is the station. You got me on this side of the glass. You got Jazz on the other side of the glass. And we'll be waiting on you after the break. Come on back.
From the campus of Xavier University. WBOK 1230 AM. Go. An Equity Media Station.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. A deal has reportedly been reached to avoid a government shutdown. Sources say the new spending bill will suspend the debt limit for 2 years after President-elect Trump demanded it. The original deal collapsed after criticism from Trump and Elon Musk. Wall Street is closing with stocks mixed. This comes after the Dow Jones Industrial Average lost over 1,100 points yesterday and closed lower for the 10th straight time. However, it was slightly boosted today. The Black Fulton County DA is challenging Donald Trump's claim of presidential immunity in Georgia's election interference case. She called his dismissal request to the state appeals court legally and procedurally flawed. And Big Lots is starting going out of business sales after closing 400 plus stores due to bankruptcy with fewer than 1,000 locations remaining. The CEO said closures may reverse if a sale succeeds, but staff cuts are needed. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Delgado Community College offers programs in business, technology, health sciences, and the arts with over 100 career-focused degrees and certificates that are affordable, flexible, and transferable. We can give you the knowledge and skills to succeed. Delgado is a great fit if you're starting your post-high school education, or we can help you advance or change your career. Take a step toward being unstoppable at Delgado Community College. Visit dcc.edu to learn more today.
Wherever we go, we never forget where we came from. The river parishes tell a story unlike any other. Join Rise St. James for Home for the Holidays, a celebration of our shared heritage, including the historic Orange Grove and Buena Vista plantations. Hear stories of resilience, connect with descendants, scholars, and community members. Preserve our legacy, honor our ancestors, build a sustainable future. Join the conversation at risestjames.org/holidays. Rise St. James. Together, we rise.
Keep up with NOLA Public Schools through Education Elevation. Education Elevation will highlight the achievements, innovations, and contributions of scholars, educators, schools, and the district. Tune in every fourth Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. for engaging conversations and updates as we strengthen connections and support the needs of our scholars. Mark your calendars for every fourth Wednesday at 11:30 a.m.
Happy holidays, y'all. It's your girl, Kimber White Dupree, wishing you a wonderful holiday season. Remember to give and share love. It's the greatest gift of all.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM.
You wanna be the champ, you gotta make a play. You wanna be the man, then get up in the way. Leave it on the floor, leave it on the floor, leave it on the floor, leave it on the floor. For the sports of the champ, you gotta make a play. You wanna be the man, then get up in the way. Leave it on the floor, leave it on the floor, leave it on the floor, leave it on the floor. For the sports of the
All right. We are back in the sports report. 504-582-9422, 504-582-9422, folks. I am the Coach Garrett Sesher, and that is the Jazzinator on the other side of the glass. And on the phone, we have Miss Pamela. Miss Pamela, how you doing today? 2 days in a row. What do we, not only 2 days in a row, Jazz, but 3 times in 2 days, what do we owe the honor of having you on our show again, Miss Pamela?
Well, sweetheart, it's truly my honor to be with you all. Coach, 2 things I want to say. Okay, number 1, maybe that was you that day I brought over the guacamole and chips. Was that you sitting back there behind the glass, on the other side of the glass? You remember when I brought that to Dad?
I don't remember that. Maybe.
I think so.
Yes.
I think you was here at that
You
point.
just
Coach.
look taller sitting down. Okay.
I had the chair, and I was sitting
Great
on
stuff.
2 phone books, Miss Pamela. I was sitting on 2 yellow pages.
You are kicked. But the other thing, I wanted to say who I'm going for. I'm going for the Packers, and I'm going for my Saints. They're going to win.
So you're going for both. You like Jazz.
Well, Jazz didn't absolutely say that.
Right,
He
because Jazz
said-
is not going to – because Jazz is going to
so
walk the fence.
Huh?
I said Jazz is going to straddle the fence. I like that you're strong. Now, talk to me about how you're going for your Packers and your Saints. Talk to me how you worked through that.
I don't know. they're not playing each other, right?
Yeah. They play this
Wait,
this
no.
Monday.
No. I'm going for the Saints against the Packers.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, baby. I misunderstood. Who's that other team you were talking about? I thought there was another team that played on Sunday.
Well, no, I said tonight there's the Chargers and the Broncos. So
okay.
me and Jazz picked
for
we've been picking the games, the weekends, the NFL games. And last week, Jazz started off on a torrid hot streak and went 6 or 7-0 in some of the games, and then he lost the last two Monday. But I said, Jazz.
He could have won some money, but yeah, I'm definitely going for my Saints.
And then I said, Jazz. So we're gonna start with the beginning of the week this week, which is tonight, Thursday, and then we're gonna finish with Monday night, which is the Saints. So that was the two games tonight: Chargers and Chargers and Broncos with our ex-coach Sean Payton, and then Monday night we got Green Bay versus the New Orleans Saints.
Okay, well, I got the Saints, and tonight I'm gonna take the Broncos. I'm gonna take the Broncos over the Chargers.
You writing this down, Jazz? She's taking the Broncos.
Yeah, write it down, Jazz.
We're not gonna let her call back and come on here and act like she took whoever the winner was. Write that down, Jazz.
No, write it down. I don't take my word back.
She's not gonna get one over on us.
No, I don't do that. I said what I said, and I meant what I said.
All right, well, look, Jazz, let's do this right now while we got Miss Pamela on the phone. She's the guest picker today. Okay, the guest picker. All right, Texans and the Chiefs. Who you got, Miss Pam?
The doggone Chiefs. Dang it. Sick of them.
All right. Who you got, Jazz?
Chiefs.
All right, I'm going Chiefs. So we're good there. Everybody's on the same page. Let's just mark down the ones where we're different. All right, Steelers versus the Ravens.
Steelers.
Ravens.
I'm going to go Ravens, too. All right, so put Miss Pamela down for the Steelers now. We're not going to let her weasel out on this.
Nope.
Giants versus the Falcons.
Oh, Lord. The Falcons, as much as I don't want to say that.
Who this is? Giants versus the Falcons?
Yeah. I'm going with the doggone
I plead the
Dirty
fifth.
Bird.
All right, I'm going with the Falcons. Lions versus the Bears.
Lions.
Jazz?
Lions.
All right, I'm going Lions, so we're all on the same page. Cardinals versus the Panthers.
Oh. Cardinals versus the Panthers. I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I am too. Jazz?
Yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals.
Cardinals. All right, Rams versus the Jets.
Rams.
Me too, Rams.
Rams.
Eagles versus the Commanders, formerly known as the Redskins.
I think
the
that's
Commanders.
That's the game of the week right there, I think. I am going to say I'm going to say Eagles.
This is gonna be the first one we got tomorrow. I'm gonna go Eagles. I'm gonna go Eagles.
Okay.
All right. Browns versus the Bengals.
Browns versus the Bengals.
Bengals.
Well, the Browns do have a chance since they benched Jameis, but I'm gonna go Bengals.
Okay.
You should see Jazz looking at me across the. Jazz hates the haterade. Titans versus the Colts.
Tiger? Who?
Titans. Titans versus the Colts.
Oh, Titans versus the Colts. Titans.
I'm gonna go Colts. Mark that down. I'm gonna go the Colts. I don't think my man's gonna drop the ball before he crosses the goal line. Jaguars versus the Raiders.
Jaguars and the who?
The Raiders.
I gotta go to my Raiders.
Jazz?
Jags.
I'm going to go with the Jags, too, just because I used to train Mac Jones and got him ready. Helped. I shouldn't say got him ready. Helped to get him ready in some small way for the draft and for the Senior Bowl. And I like him and I know him. So I'm going to go with the Jags. Plus the, head coach for the Jags is really a good guy. Peterson. He's a real good guy. 49ers versus the Dolphins.
Niners.
I'm going to go Niners, too. Even though they are struggling.
They are. But I
think they are struggling. But so are the Dolphins.
I think they pull it off.
Yep.
Buccaneers versus Leon's Cowboys.
Oh, Buccaneers. I'll take me over any doggone cowgirl.
All right, Jazz.
Bucks.
I'm going to go Bucks, too. I just can't. I can't see it.
All right. We're on the same page.
We already talked about the Saints versus the Packers, and that is it for that week. What you think about Spencer Rattler being named the starter for Monday Night Football?
Let it happen.
They got no choice.
How about no comment?
Yeah, I mean, they got no choice. They don't want to play. You know, I mean, who else you going to play?
Well, they have a choice. Coach, you go out there and play.
Well, you know, look, I'll go out there and sling it around. Man, well, look, hey.
No.
Hey, I will go out there and sling it around. I just got to get this arm. I got to get this little pop gun worked out. You know, get some WD-40.
I'm just saying the ball got to get past 3 yards, bro.
Well, look, you don't know, boy. Jazz, you don't know. Jazz, you don't know. Man, look, I got a cannon attached to my body.
Yeah, but does it have any
gunpowder in it? The wheels creak when you bring it up to where you got to shoot it. Yeah, you know,
it's two totally different things.
I need some WD-40. That's what I need. Just spray a little WD-40 on it. Get some of that Crisco oil we were talking about last night, Miss Pamela.
There you go.
Rub it in there.
Yep.
And shoot.
And you good.
They'll be calling me Garrett Rattler out there. Be calling me the luxury car. Black car service, Jazz. They be calling me the man. You know what I mean?
Look out, Jazz. He's trying to take your spot.
No, I'm not trying to take Jazz's. I can't take Jazz's spot. I wish I could.
You can't, baby.
Well,
you got to be you.
Yeah, thank you. I can't be Jazz. I tried for a little while, and it was too tough. So I said,
tough,
well,
huh?
Hey,
it's tough being the Jazz man.
Well, look. You know, everybody wants to be. You know, everybody wants to be the champ. Everybody wants to be in the top of the hill, but it's tough in the top of the hill. You know what I mean? It's tough.
Oh yeah.
You sitting at that
thing
board.
of it is, you gotta have that fight in you.
You're sitting at that boardroom table. All the people sitting on the side want to have that chair, the head of the table. When you get to the head of the table, are you ready for it? Can you handle it? I just couldn't handle. Jazz's spotlight burns bright, and I just couldn't handle it.
I believe you. I believe you. He ain't nothing to mess with.
I just couldn't handle it. Well, I mean, I didn't get no guacamole when you brought it, so maybe he'll save me some next time. But that's okay.
Well, now, look, that's between you and Jazz. I handed it to Jazz. That's between you and Jazz. From what I have picked up, you don't even like guac, huh?
I'll eat a little bit of it. I mean, Jazz just hogged
Now
it.
you're being greedy. Just because it was there, you was going to eat it.
Oh, no. I'll eat a little guacamole now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, you know, I'm going to eat some chips of it, but I'd leave some. I'd leave some, you know, be polite and leave some for others. You know what I mean?
Well,
I would show some manners and leave some for others, Ms. Pamela, but that's okay.
Well, did you show manners and leave some for others? What was it? The cheesecake or what was it? Something? I thought you guys had about a cheesecake.
No, that was another one. That was another.
Oh,
that was Gerard.
Cheesecake.
No, that was Gerard.
Oh, okay.
That's all right.
Okay, my bad.
That's all right. Nobody brings me anything. That's right.
Oh,
all
well,
I, all
sweetheart,
I get,
March
Miss Pamela,
17th is
text.
your birthday.
All I get is people
St.
texting me
Patrick's
saying,
Day.
"Get the muzzle on." That's all I get is text saying,
No,
"Put a muzzle
look,
on."
I will not forget you on your birthday, March 17th, St. Patty's Day. I won't
Yeah,
forget
boy.
about you.
Yeah, boy.
Okay?
All right, Miss Pamela. Thank you, my love. Hey.
All right, sweetheart.
Hey,
Thank
I
y'all.
heard look, today, you don't know if you've been
Huh?
listening, but I heard a Christmas song today. I mentioned a couple of times. Eartha Kitt, Santa Baby. Very good.
Oh, I love the way she sing that and the way she sway her body, her hips, boy. Eartha wasn't a nice
Another
baby.
nice cat
That was
lady.
the cat woman.
Catwoman.
That's the cat kitty from Batman.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. You got to be of a certain age to know that. Let's just say.
That's right.
Yes, you do.
You have
That's
to be
right.
of a certain
And I'm
age.
proud of it.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. All
So
right, Miss
let's
Pamela.
find out who's going to win this money. You got your accordion? You and Jazz got your accordion? Because I'm going to come get my money.
Well, this was the how many games we got there, Jazz?
What about?
4.
We got 4 games.
We got the
4?
Ravens
Okay.
and the Steelers. We got the Eagles and the Commanders. We got the Titans and the Colts. And we got the Jags and the Raiders.
Okay, you keep track of that. If you win, Miss Pamela, me and Jazz gonna make some guacamole for you.
Okay.
Hold on. You said make?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we're gonna buy it and just
I-
tell
you
her.
heard
All
that,
right.
huh, Dad?
We're just gonna
in
buy
other
it
words,
and
he's
tell
gonna
her
make it
we
happen.
made it, Jazz. We're gonna go somewhere where they make it homemade.
Yeah.
And then buy it and then put it in our
There you
own
go.
package.
And that way we technically we made it.
And yeah,
That's
we made
right.
it.
That's
we made
right.
it here with
I
it.
agree.
We made it back here with it from the place we bought it from. So we technically made it. All right, Miss Pamela. Thank you, my dear.
All right, baby. Talk to y'all later.
All right. Bye-bye. Have a
Bye-bye.
good one. Merry Christmas.
504-582-9422. Hit us up. Call us in. Let us know what you got to say. Well, you something. you hilarious.
What you talking about?
I'm just saying, you funny.
All right. Now I was in a good mood. Now I'm turning into a bad mood. Into a bad mood. Because we got 2 people coming up on the show that, let's just say, I don't favor. Let's be very nice and say I don't favor. One is Jamal Williams and one is Peyton Turner. Now, the reason I don't favor them is because I'm Saints fans. If I was a fan of another team, I would love them playing for the Saints. But because I'm a Saints fan, I do not. So we've talked about Peyton Turner. That's Jazz wanted Peyton Turner. He thought Hendrickson needed to go. Thought we needed to keep Davenport and then get Peyton Turner. So Jazz is a big Peyton Turner fan. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him fool you. He says now he's a fan of Hendrickson. That's only because Hendrickson is tearing up the league. And then Jamal Williams, he loves Jamal Williams. I will be honest with you. I'm not a big Jamal Williams fan, but I do not understand. It's got to be something why he's not playing. He's a bigger back. He's a complimentary. Look, I would play Taysom over him, but Taysom's been hurt, and Taysom's not hurt for the season. I don't get why. I mean, I'm sure there's a good reason, but I don't get why Jamal Williams is not playing. Kendre Miller, I get why. Kendre Miller's playing more running back than Jamal Williams, and Kendre Miller, Lord. Cool. So let's hear what Jamal Williams has got to say for himself. Okay, guess we're not. The typical Jamal Williams, he is being contrary and not doing what he's supposed to do. But Jamal Williams and Peyton Turner are 2 guys that if they, and again, I'll say this again, I'm not sure why Jamal's not playing. I wish he would play. Alvin's out. Now he's going to get his chance now that Alvin's out, and that's what he's going to talk about. Getting his chance to play now that that opportunity now that Alvin's not playing, get a chance to show his skills. And then Peyton Turner, Lord have mercy, that boy there, that's one. He's another one's got to go. Got to go. All right. Darren Rizzi. Is he, or will he not be the Saints head football coach? I would say about a week ago it was looking good. I would say now, not so much. Not so much. Having a problem with the Jazz is working his butt off, folks. Just want to let you know we're having a little problem with the board. But Jazz is a computer expert, an audio expert. And probably Jamal just don't want to come on and talk. That's the problem. Jamal just being contrary and doesn't want to come on and talk.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. They just don't want to talk, so they screwed up the audio.
Yeah. Well,
because there's nothing I could do about this. The audio is like not there.
They're screwing up. They've been screwing up the Saints, so why not screw up us? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Now we got Darren. You think Darren Rizzi's going to speak to us? Because
we may be lucky. I'm going to check on that now.
Okay, call Darren up, Jazz. That's your boy. You got the bat phone to call up Darren Rizzi. Your number. When you ring, the light comes on the phone. Or does it not?
All right, I talked to him.
He's ready to roll?
He's good. And just like I said, they had some things that they wanted to keep in-house. So they sabotaged
You got to keep it in the locker room.
They sabotaged
you keep it in the locker room. But Darren will come out and speak to us. Okay, good.
Come on, we're traveling up to the Great White North. We can't have it this warm in here. Everyone's got to get acclimated. You guys that are going got to get acclimated too. I wanted to give some injury updates before you guys. We got a few injury updates. So let's start with some good news. We were able to open up Chris Olave's 21-day window today. He got some great news. He had some went for a recheck like we had been talked about, and he was cleared for football activity. So I am super, super happy for Chris. It's great news for him, and so he resumed practice today. We're gonna, he was limited today. We're gonna just kind of. Obviously, he had significant time off, so we're going to kind of take it step by step with him. But I couldn't be happier for him and more as a person than a football player. Really, really excited about him. He was in a great mood today, all smiles. And for those that were out there, probably saw him running around. That's great. The situation with Alvin right now, it was probably a little bit more significant than we initially thought. So, he's going to be week to week at the moment. I'm going to be honest, doesn't look great for this week. We'll see what the next day brings. But that doesn't look great at the moment for this coming week. But we'll see if that's going to be a multiple week. We'll kind of play that one by ear, whether that's going to be multiple weeks but right now he doesn't look great for this week. As far as the quarterback situation goes, let me say this. I have had multiple conversations with Derek. Apparently there's been a bunch of things written the last few days. Here's the situation with Derek. Derek Carr wants to play this season. He wants to come back and play this season. There's absolutely zero doubt about that. He's in here every day doing everything that he possibly can from a rehab standpoint to get himself back on the field. There's absolutely, like I said, zero doubt about that. He had actually his best day today. I appreciate and respect the fact that he wants to come back and play. And so therefore, that's why this thing's day to day. We're not going to put him in harm's way. We're going to make sure that he's able to go out there and function. And that's really what it comes down to right now. When he can fully function and go out there and function all the duties as a quarterback, he'll be back on the field. But apparently there was some, reports out there about him being done for the season and things like that. If he was done for the season, we would have put him on IR by now and we would have shut him down. That's just not the case. And so he's working his tail off every day. He's frustrated by some of the reports. Quite frankly, we've had multiple conversations about it. And he's in here every day. And like I said, he had one of his best days today. So as soon as he's able to function, and as soon as he's able to go out there and get some functionality back in his hand, we'll do that. Right now, the concussion is not an issue. He just has to go out there and get one practice in to clear the final concussion protocol. If Derek's unable to play this week, Spencer Rattler will be the starting quarterback for us. Obviously, he gave us a spark this past game in the second half. Had a real good practice day today. So that's where we are with him. And then, Marcus, MVS, we held him out today. He probably could have gone. We wanted to give him one extra day. He should be back out there tomorrow, at least in a limited capacity. And then so that's kind of an update on all the injuries. So.
With Derek, I don't want you to put a number or an odds on it. What has to be done for him to potentially be able to play this week? Is that a realistic?
Well, the good news is he had a really good day today. I think he's got to put a couple of good days in a row tomorrow, or a couple of good days in a row. As I said to you guys in the beginning of the week with the extra day, we were kind of hoping that he would get some significant improvement. I would say he's going to have to, by Saturday, probably have to get a practice in order to do that. It's been significant time now. He's been down. So we would want to see him get out there and practice and go through all the, functions, like I said before, as a quarterback. So, but again, when you guys asked me the other day, or somebody asked me if it was a reach that he was going to play again this season. And by no means is it a reach that he'll be back out there at some point.
Rich, how challenging is it for you guys when, you can stand up here and do a 3-minute injury update, going into the week? I mean, there's a lot of stuff to kind of overcome. Like, what's the challenge for you guys right now?
Yeah, I think you guys got a pretty good beat on my personality by now. I try not to make any excuses with the injuries. We've had a bunch of guys, particularly on the offensive side of the ball, miss significant time this year. And the message all along has been, no excuses and accountability and just doing your job. Listen, the message I just gave to the team before we came in here was there's nobody stopping you from having your best performance of your lifetime except you, meaning the player, and putting it back on the players. So whoever that is, whether it's the quarterback or whether it's the running backs or whether it's the receivers, whatever position it is. And so, to answer your question directly, Nick, I just try not to make any excuses about it. We have the players that we have. Everybody across the league right now is dealing with injuries, some more than others. And I think the best teams in the league are the teams that are able to overcome those, and regardless of the position. So it's really how we've been approaching it.
Darren, just because it's happened in other situations, including Derek with the Raiders, there's always the conversation about injury guarantees when it comes to the quarterback. Is that not going to enter into the conversation?
Well, somebody else asked me about that, and here's my answer to that. If the organization, and I'm not speaking for Mickey or Mrs. Benson, but if the organization was concerned about that, the easy thing to do would have been to shelve him for the year, put him in an IR, let him get healthy, let him pass the physical. So I don't see that as a. I know that's been talked about. I certainly am not the salary cap guy or the contract guy. I'm a coach, but at the same time, I understand that plays into it, and I understand that that's happened in Derek's past. The fact that he wants to come back, the fact that he's not on IR, I think kind of answers those questions. In my opinion, answers those questions. That's not an issue at the moment.
With Alvin, is there any chance he'd have to have surgery?
Yeah, like I said, it ended up being, initially, he's kind of feeling it during the game a little bit. It was a little bit minor in the beginning, and then I actually think on the touchdown, the phenomenal touchdown catch that he made, I think he felt it a little bit more. The initial tests it wasn't really going to be that bad, and then it's just a little bit more significant, so a little bit more missed time. So I think with the type of injury that he has, there's multiple opinions. There's different ways you can handle it. It can heal. So he's going to kind of, all of us, medical staff, Alvin, everyone's going to just kind of take a deep breath here and kind of see what the best option is for him moving forward. So, I would say we'll kind of take that, like I said. Hopefully we can get him back here by the end of the year, but we'll see what happens with that.
I think the one guy you didn't touch on in your statement was Chase Young.
Yeah. He just had an illness today. There's been a bug going around, and Chase caught it. So fortunately for us, he caught it at the beginning of the week here, much like happened last week with Alvin, quite frankly. And so we just kind of gave Chase a day off from an illness standpoint. He was feeling lousy the last couple of days. So hopefully he'll clear up and be back hopefully tomorrow.
If Alvin can't go, Kendra becomes the featured guy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as I've said multiple times, Kendra has really done a great job these last couple of weeks for a small sample size. If Alvin doesn't play, that sample size is going to get larger. But it's going to have to be a committee approach. Jamal's going to have to step up. The other running backs are going to have to step up. The receivers, everybody. It's going to have to be a committee effort, no different than when Taysom went down or Derek's gone down or Rashid or Olave. And all those guys had to step up. But certainly Kendra is going to have to be a big part of that committee.
What do you like about Clyde Edwards-Helaire, bringing him in, signing him?
Yeah, listen, I've always been a fan. Loved him back when he was back at LSU. Studied him, a lot coming out. He was high on our draft boards. Just always kind of kept an eye on him. And so we had the opportunity when they waived him the other day to get him on the practice squad. He's just a guy I know it looks like it's very coincidental with Alvin. It really had nothing to do with that. We just wanted a player to get into the building, really good player that we've always had an eye on. And so I think we probably have an extra eye on him because he's a hometown guy or a local guy. But have had great conversation with him the last couple of days. I'm excited for him, excited for the opportunity. I know he's happy to be home.
Is there a chance that you see him elevated this weekend?
Well, under the circumstances where everything's on the table there, so whether or not we dress, 3 backs, 4 backs, we'll have to kind of see how we end up playing the game day roster if Alvin's unable to go. So I would say, that's why we tried to get him here at the beginning of the week, try to get him caught up to speed, certainly on the mental. He looked like physically he had a great day today, just out there already catching kickoffs and running routes and running, did a great job running the ball, like all those things. So that all looked good. So the challenge for any new guy that comes into the system, doesn't matter who it is going to be the mental part. How quickly he can get caught up, and can he do something for us on game day? And so we'll certainly keep that option open for sure.
With Spencer, what were some of the things he seemed to learn from his first 3?
Yeah, listen, I think he learned a lot of things. The one thing I saw, JD, was that the thing that probably impressed me the most of that whole performance today was probably that 2-minute drill. I really liked how he, under the pressure, he performed, and I didn't see a sense of panic at all. I thought the last 3 games he was out there, like any rookie quarterback, there was a little bit of, some times where he looked a little panicky. I saw him much more relaxed. I saw him much more in control. I saw a lot more leadership out of him, and so that was the impressive part. Now, maybe coming off the bench with nothing to lose. Kind of running around and gunslinging, but that's kind of been his thing, right? That's what's made him the guy that he is. It's kind of been his MO, his whole career. So hopefully now with when he knows he's preparing today, so he took all the reps today with the ones, and we're going to kind of get him ready to go if Derek can't. So.
Derek can't practice it with his hand. How does that affect the concussion protocol? Is he all good there?
Yeah, he's going to have to go through a practice. He's going to have to go before he gets cleared to play in a game. He's going to have to go through a practice. That's the way that is. So he's at the final stage. Once he goes through a practice, then he can get. That's the final step, Matt.
And has he tried throwing it? Like, is he able to throw it out?
He's able to do everything with his right hand. So it's a matter of the function of his left hand. And listen, there's been plenty of other quarterbacks that have played with similar injuries. I've mentioned a couple in here before, but there's been many quarterbacks, and it just becomes down to a functionality. Can you protect it? Can he function? Can he protect himself? And that's why when I say we're not going to put him out there in harm's way. I heard somebody say the other day, why would we try to bring Derek back? Well, I mean, listen, when I took over, we gave everybody a clean slate, right? And so, that's everybody. That's all inclusive. That's Cam Jordan, it's DeMario, it's Alvin, it's Derek, it's a quarterback. And since, I've taken over, Derek started 4 games. We're 3-1 in those games. He's got a 68% completion percentage. He's thrown 6 touchdowns. He's got 1 interception. He's only taken 2 sacks. His quarterback rating is over 103. And so why would I play him? I think it's kind of obvious why we would play him. But others don't feel the same. That's fine. That's their opinion. And that's a beautiful thing about this game. But I love the fact that he is fighting every day to come in here, rehabbing his butt off, and he comes in here every day with the intent of getting back out there. And so I think there's a lot to be said for that, especially at this point of the year.
The sack numbers are pretty different without Derek in there. Is that something just having young quarterbacks and not worrying something you're seeing from the offensive line?
Absolutely. I mean, even if you look at Derek when he first got here, he's done significantly better as well. And so I think that a lot of it has to do with the timing. In Jake's defense, some of those sacks the other day in the first half were protection related. They weren't all on Jake. But I think there's some times when, I think some of the best veteran quarterbacks that we've all ever seen, right, are going through the progression, able to get the ball out quicker when the first progression's not there. The second, they're able to go through the progression so much faster. And so that's a little bit of some of the young quarterbacks' challenge sometimes, is just getting through the progression quicker, getting the ball out and not holding it. There were some times where Jake could have done that the other day in the first half where I felt we took at least 2 unnecessary sacks there. So that's the challenge.
Can you get into just like what Derek needs to show with this? Like, is it a mobility thing? Is it like feeling comfortable that it's not going to re-injure?
Yeah, well, the first thing is being able to protect himself, right? I go to the ground. I could get on the ground and push it myself. Just the strength, the grip, all those things. And so he's come a long way with all those things, and we just want to make sure when we go out there, we can protect the spot. That's not the issue. It's really just more of a function standpoint at this point. So once he gets that, and once we feel like he can protect himself and he can function in the offense, and we're not going to be limited in what we're doing, then that's going to be the key.
So, long story short, yes, the hand's gonna get in the way of him passing concussion protocol, more or less?
Yeah, so we would want him to practice anyway, so I think they work hand in hand. But the answer is yes. Technically, yes. He wouldn't be able just to go out there and just go out and suit up for a game without a practice. But we wouldn't want him to do that anyway because we want to take him through all the progression and the necessary steps to make sure he can protect himself, get through the all that stuff.
And Coach, just to be clear,
Yeah.
Just for clarity, Spencer Rattler will start against.
If Derek Carr is unable to start, then Spencer Rattler will be the starting quarterback. Yes.
Functionality, two different things in terms of shotgun and under center, or is it all?
Yeah, I would say absolutely because you have to. Most people may or may not understand with a right-handed quarterback, usually your left hand, your bottom hand under center, and so that's very, very important, no question. Now, there's been some times Justin Herbert comes to mind, Josh Allen comes to mind, where they played pretty much the entire game in shotgun, just like every high school in America is doing right now, and probably half the colleges. But so we could function under an entire game in the shotgun. That's not necessarily the issue. The issue is more the things I mentioned last game.
You talked about Clyde Edwards-Helaire from mentally getting in the game, but he's been public about his own mental battles. Have you seen a little bit of a mental relief from the short time you've known him already, being back in the state, given what he's had to deal with mentally?
Yeah, I can just speak for the last couple of days that he's been here. He's been all smiles. One of the first things he said to me was, Coach Riz, I'm just happy to be home. It's a great opportunity for me. I think, listen, he's certainly, all that's been documented, and I got a lot of respect for Clyde as a person and a player. I'm happy. I'm certainly glad we got him. And you never know. Sometimes a change of scenery for somebody, we've all seen it before. Change of scenery sometimes ignites a guy and gives him a little extra motivation and can help anybody. Can help players, coaches, everybody.
So, sorry, just trying to clarify based on what Ross asked too. If Derek can't go, but operating on the assumption that he most likely can, or is it?
Matt, are you trying to say that I wasn't clear? Are you trying? So, I don't know how else to say it. If Derek Carr doesn't start the game, Spencer will. I don't know if I can say it any more clearly than that. But
that's just like the chances of Derek actually.
Oh, now you want me to put chances on it. I know I'm an Italian from Jersey, but I'm not an odds maker. I'm sorry?
It sounded like you volunteered that Derek is not playing this week and Rattler's going to start. That's what it sounded to us.
Okay, if that came out like that, I said if Derek Carr doesn't play this week, Spencer Rattler will be the starting quarterback.
Since you're clearing things up, I know you just said hand injury. Is there any more you can tell us? Is it multiple fractures?
Yeah, I'd rather not get into all the detail. I just don't think that's fair to just to Derek for me to stand up here and explain every last detail of the injury. That's with anybody. I'm not just saying that. I'll get a PowerPoint slide up here tomorrow, and I'll get the pointer out and show the exact spots.
All right, that was our head coach, Darren Rizzi, and that's going to do it for the show today, the Sports Report. Be back with us tomorrow at 4 o'clock for another entertaining show with me, Jazz, all the callers, and the guests. Have a good night. Be careful out there, and if you don't tune in tomorrow, Merry Christmas to you.
Have you heard the secret of